What is good, everybody? It is South Bay Chris, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a beard tutorial. I'm going to be showing you guys how to fade the beard, how to shape the beard, how to line the beard up, and how to fill in the beard with enhancements with semi-permanent dye to give the beard a more fuller, crispier look. Now, the first thing we are doing is we are combing out the beard, making sure that there are no knots in the beard, that the beard is not tangled, and that all the hairs are nice and straightened out and laid, and make sure that they're laid down before we go in and we start fading it and shaping it. So the first thing we are doing is right there, that's where I put my bald guideline. The reason I'm putting it down there, it is right at the bottom of the earlobe, is because my client kind of has a longer sideburn and he doesn't want his beard looking too long right there, that line looking too long when we put it in, and he likes it a little bit lower and it looks really good. You guys will see it at the end. Now right here, we're going in with our wall seniors closed, and we are pretty much gonna go down with our lever. We're gonna go down little by little, opening the lever about 4 times. Think of it as notches on the master. We're just opening it notch by notch. As you can see, we're opening it little by little, and you are pretty much gonna go about 1/4 of an inch down into the beard. You're gonna be fading down into the beard about like 1/4 of an inch at a time. So we're going in, you take out one line and another line is created, then you go right under that and take out one line and another line is created. So right here we have our half guard closed, and we're going right under where we just left off, and we're taking out that line, and we're just going, we open it a little bit and we go right under where we just left off and take out the line that was just created. Now we're gonna go in with our one guard closed, and this is gonna be the same thing. We're gonna take out that line that is there by going under it and just going up. And you go right, we open it a little bit, open it about halfway, and we go right under that line and just take it out. Now the same thing, we're gonna go in with our 1.5 guard, and we're starting closed, going right under where there's a line and just going up with it and taking it out, and you're fading down into the beard. And with the 1.5 guard, that is the highest guard that you will use to kind of fade into the beard. Right here we are fully open, and you could kind of just flick with it. You could kind of scoop with it to flick into those longer hairs, because that's all you need to blend into those longer hairs. Now we tilt his head up, and we are going to put in that cheek edge, that cheek line, that curve right there on the top of the beard. And that edge is very important. So what you want to do is you want to make sure when putting in that edge that you are using the corner of the blade, the corner of the Slimline Pros that we are using to get that nice curve, to get that nice shape, because that's how you're going to get that nice curve, using the corner of that blade, and making sure to keep it natural but still keeping it sharp, because you want it to be as sharp as possible but without pushing it down or pushing it back. And you can also make sure to ask your clients before you start these edges to ask them how they like that edge on the top of their beard, that curve. Ask them if they like it a little bit lower, ask them if they like it higher, ask them if they like it as high as possible. Make sure you consult with them before you start that, because that is going to be very important. You don't want to give them something that they're not going to like. And right there we're cleaning up that edge, making sure to keep that curve natural and as crisp as possible and as clean as possible. And right here we're going in and we're fading out any little details that I see in that fade. Just because I'm very detail oriented, I try and get my fades as perfect as possible. So make sure you go back in and you detail right there. Now we are going in and I'm putting in a white towel under his neck, under his beard. The reason we are putting in this white towel is because the white towel is gonna give us that contrast from the beard and the towel. It's gonna allow us to see the beard a lot more. The beard is black or brown, whatever color. Most beards are black or brown. So that white towel gives us that contrast, allowing you to see the beard more visibly and more clearly, and be more precise when you are shaping the beard. Especially if you have like a black cape, you definitely want to put a black towel there. Now we have him facing towards us, and we are making sure that those top curves, those top edges on the beard are nice and lined up, and one is not higher than the other, making sure that they're both even. As you can see, I am pointing at them, Make sure that they are even, make sure that they are symmetrical, make sure that one is not way lower than the other, because your clients will notice that. So you want to make sure that they are as on point as possible. Right here we're just cleaning it up with the trimmer. So make sure that you guys face the client towards you and you look at those edges and make sure that they're nice and lined up. Now we're gonna go in and we're gonna lower the mustache using clipper over comb. I don't really like to go in with a guard right there. I just like to clipper over comb it. This is a Oster clipper over comb. It's pretty thick, so this is probably equivalent to like a 1.5. And we're going in, we're just bringing it down. Make sure that you have them close their eyes so no hairs fly into their eyes. And right here we're dusting them off because there are hairs kind of flying all over their mouth. So make sure that you are dusting them off whenever you cut hairs around that lip area, around their face, because you don't want any hairs going into their mouth. You want to make it as comfortable as possible for your client. And now right here, we're gonna go in and we are lining up the bottom of that mustache right on top of that lip. Be very soft and gentle right there because that is a sensitive area and you don't want to hurt them. You don't want to be biting them with the clippers or for it to be hurting a lot. So just be very soft in that area. And right there, I'm pulling with my thumb on my left hand, and I'm kind of getting that nice arc, that nice curve right there, right under the mustache. And right here, as you can see, I constantly brush just to see if any flyaways hang over the line. And right here, I'm hitting the top of that mustache. Oh, you can't really see it right there, sorry about that. But right here, we're hitting the top, cleaning up that top line as well, making sure that everything is nice and precise, that no hairs are hanging over the lines. And now right here, we're gonna put in kind of like that bottom circle on the left side, right under the lip. Making sure to be very gentle right there because it is a sensitive area. And right here, we are using the corner of the blade kind of just to create that circular shape right there. And right here, we're cleaning it up as well, keeping it natural, nothing too crazy, nothing too over the top, too exaggerated. We're just trying to keep everything as clean as possible. All right, and now right here, I'm going back in, and I'm kind of like using the corner of the blade, and you can also put your thumb right there to kind of stretch it out if you need to get those lines a little bit more precise. But right here, we're cleaning everything up. We're going over it multiple times because the more times you go over it, the more precise you are going to be. Now we are going in with our shavers, and as you can see, I had him kind of stretch the top of his where his mustache area is at. I had him stretch it down, so just have them pull their lips down. And you can go in with the shaver right there. The reason I go in with the shaver right there is because it's gonna get it down to skin. And I don't like to use a razor right there because the hairs are very thick right there, and I feel like it's easy to cut right there, and it's hard. The razor, it's a little tough to use right there. So I just like to use a shaver. It gets the job done damn near the same. The razor is a little bit closer, but this gets down to skin as well. And right there, I have him put his tongue where I'm using the shaver. Have them stick their tongue out right there, and you can go in with the shaver and get that down nice and bald, nice down to skin as well. And we are doing the same thing on the other side. And just make sure when you do the other side with the trimmers that you make sure that it's completely symmetrical with the side that you just did. I didn't show the right side being done with the trimmers, but just make sure it's symmetrical. Right here, we're going in with some hairspray, and we are spraying a little bit of hairspray right there on the beard. We sprayed some on the right side. Now we're going to the left side, adding some hairspray because we're going to blow dry the beard out. We're going to use a round brush. And as you can see, we are kind of brushing it out, and we are using that round brush and the blow dryer to make sure that everything is kind of all picked out, all blow dried out, and it's all nice and even, and it's like an afro. You pick out the afro you want to make so you can shape it. It's the same thing with beards. We're picking it out. We are using the blow dryer with the round brush to kind of brush it out and get it all kind of picked out like a fro. And right here, we're going back in with our comb, just combing it out as well, because you want to do that to make sure we get a nice, precise shape on the beard. And right here, I'm having him look up. I'm gonna put the headrest. And then I'm gonna have him tilt his head back. You don't want them to be tilted back all the way. Just have him tilt back a little bit And now we're gonna go in and we're gonna start shaping the beard with our wall seniors. I love using the seniors personally to do everything, honestly. I feel like these are the best clippers hands down. I think they're way better than masters. I think masters are more for beginners, but the seniors hands down are the best clippers, I think. So we are going in and we're gonna create that shape to the beard. So right here I kind of started on the side and we're going in the middle. And we're taking quite a bit off because we are creating. He wanted quite a bit off, and he wanted kind of a newer look. He kind of would rock that longer look. So now we're gonna clean it up. It's still gonna be quite long, but we're gonna give it a really nice shape to it. So just pay really close attention to kind of how I'm shaping it. As you can see, I'm constantly combing and I'm shaping. With this, it's the same. You want to make sure that you are combing out and you tap all those hairs that are hanging over the initial shape that you created, those initial lines, because on one run it's not going to get the job done. So we did that right side, and now we are matching up the left side, making sure that the left side is going to be nice and even and nice and symmetrical with the right. And as you can see, I constantly comb, I cut and I comb, I cut and I comb. You want to make sure that you are cutting and you are combing, especially when shaping. Make sure you are constantly combing out like crazy. It's because one run is not gonna get the job done, as I just said. Right here, we're kind of going down with the clipper, creating that shape right next to the cheeks and towards the bottom of his neck. Now we are cleaning everything up. Everything, it looks a little off right now, but we're gonna make sure when we're cleaning it up that it's gonna be all nice and symmetrical. So right here, we continue to go down with the clipper. Going down, as I was just doing, is very key. So I know it's going a little faster, but if you want, just watch that over and over again and just watch how I shape the beard, because this is very important if you want to learn how to shape beards. So this can be a good game changer for anybody that isn't really too good with shaping beards. Just pay really close attention, watch it over and over again. But now I'm heading back to the left side and I'm cleaning up, and I'm also going kind of down with the clipper, kind of like a raking motion, just to get any flyaways and to continue creating that nice shape. And as you can see, I combed right there, and you saw all those, I'm combing and all those hairs hanging down past that line that initial line that we created. Right here, I'm kind of in front of him, but I'm going to make sure that you stand right in front of him, and you make sure that the line on the bottom of the neck is nice and symmetrical. It's just as important as a lineup. You want to make sure that the lineup is nice and straight, nice and symmetrical, nice and even. Well, it's the same thing with the beard. You want to make sure that it's nice and even. So we created our initial shape, and now we're going in with our trimmers. And we're kind of doing all the detail work now. We're still continuing to comb, but as you can see, not too much hairs are flying out of the initial lines that we created, because we already did that so many times. But now we're going in and doing some more detail work, still continuing to shape it. Shaping does take quite a bit of time, because you want to make sure it's as precise as possible. If you just do it real fast in one run, it's not going to be super precise versus somebody that literally picked it out like 10 times and got that shape as perfect as possible. Now right here, we're going in with our shavers on the bottom of the neck, just because we want to bring that down to skin as well, because that's where we use the trimmers and the shavers. I like to use that right there because it's not going to irritate it as much. And now we are going in and we're continuing on that cheek line right there on the top of the beard, and we are using our razor and making sure to use the corner of the blade as you can see, I'm using the corner of the blade to put in that nice shape, because the corner of the blade is going to allow you to get that nice precise shape. And we had him blow air into his cheek, and now we are using the razor going up against the grain to make sure that we get there is no stubble and it feels as smooth as possible, and we get it down to skin. Now I dry shave just because I feel like I can get more precise. I feel like I'm not as precise if I don't dry shave, just because it gets so wet and kind of messy. Now we are applying enhancements. This is Kiss Express semi-permanent dye into the air compressor, into the air gun, and we're spraying it little by little using the card, and I'm kind of bending the card to create that curve right there. and we are filling in the beard. Now the beard didn't really need it, but this just gives it that extra pop that's gonna make your cuts look next level. That's gonna make your cuts look that much better. And we're kind of brushing it in a little bit. But like, to all you enhancements haters, man, like, it's not to cover up no bad haircut. It's not to do none of that. It's just to take you to that next level. And honestly, like, I would definitely use enhancements because that's the way the industry is going. That's what people want, you know. If you want to be elite, a lot of the elite barbers, they're using enhancements. This is what makes their cuts look that much better. The cut is already super clean. It doesn't really need enhancements, but the enhancements is just to enhance the look, make it look that much better. And they last about 3 to 4 days. So just, it's something, if you I would say keep an open mind with enhancements, and if you haven't tried it out, try it out. You have nothing, there's nothing to lose, and you can only get better. But I just started using the air compressor probably about 3 months ago, and man, it's a game changer. So I would highly recommend it. You can get it on Amazon. Now the next thing we are doing, so we as you can see, I'm kind of tapping my trimmers. You can't really see my hand, but my hand's about to pop up. There's white talc on my hand, and I'm tapping the trimmers onto my hand, and I am pretty much using that white talc on the trimmers to create that ash line effect, giving it like that extra pop on the beard, on the lines, on all the lines, making it look a little bit more fresh, making the lines pop a lot more. So as you can see, you look at my lines on the beard and they look more crisp because I did that ash line effect. And right here, we're just getting any details, cleaning it up before the final product, before he walks off. So there's still some hairs that I don't like right there, and I'm just kind of creating a little bit of a better shape, getting any details that I see, any hairs that I don't like, tilting his head up a little bit, trying to get that that perfect shape. And right here, we're kind of combing it a little bit, trying to get, as I just said, that perfect shape. But this is the final look, guys. So this is his beard. It is shaped up, it is lined up, it is faded in. We trimmed it, we brought it down, and it looks really good. It's enhanced. It doesn't look too fake. It doesn't even look fake at all. It looks just nice and clean, super clean, guys. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow my Instagram at South Bay Chris. Thank you guys. Peace.